So, good morning, good night, good evening, depending on where you are in this world, and welcome to another, in this case, EP review for the latest, or I mean, the first thing from the band President, and it's called what's this shit called? Okay, King of Terrors. Ooh, King of Terrors. Oh, President. So, President is a band that was shoved through everyone's ears just a few months ago. All of a sudden, I keep hearing about this band. Oh, President, President. And I'm like, I remember a band in the 90s called Presidents of the United States of America. They were pretty cool. I liked them when I was younger. But yes, this band, they're taking the approach of like they're using masks. And I thought at first I hadn't seen the mask. I'm like, ooh, maybe it's like the ex-presidents from Point Break.
Little Hen says it's time to rock and roll.
Sadly, no. The masks don't look like ex-presidents from Point Break. They look like this. Yes, it's a generic blank stare. So it's kind of lazy of what they're using for the mask. So also they released the first single. I think it was called "In the Name of the Father," and all of a sudden they were in Download Festival with one fucking song, and I'm like, what? Like they just are. It's a new band, and they're already getting so much. So everyone started saying they were an industry plant. So an industry plant, is a band that like record labels are trying to shove them up your ears, just like it. Think of boy bands. Sometimes boy bands they're brought up that way, but with rock and metal, sometimes that doesn't happen. But let's be clear about this. This is marketed as metal, but this is the sound. The best way to describe the sound of this band is sadly but true. It sounds like karaoke sleep token. Yes, that is what this band sounds like. It sounds like I like karaoke, but let's admit it. When you're singing karaoke, most of us suck, as I suck myself. And this is a lesser, cheaper imitation of Sleep Token. And also, they rip off some other bands on this EP, but we'll get that to it soon. So yes, so here's the King of Terror's EP bio. I'm gonna put it right here, and it says like like I'm gonna resume it. It says that they're taking a cue from British mass band Sleep Token, as they're fusing R&B, metalcore, electronics. So it's a blatant. They're blatantly saying that they're ripping them off. So this could also be described as a cash grab. So, is the music actually good? Short answer no. It's not good. But don't worry, I'm going to say why it's not good. So, first of all, let me talk about the tracks. So, we start with In the Name of the Father, and this you have your electronic beats, and then you have like these super auto tune vocals that it almost feels like they were processed and reprocessed again to make them sound not like a human. And then you have some distorted guitars, and then you rinse and repeat, and that's what the song is. That's what it does. And it's generic, and it's uninspired at best. So that's the first single that I listened for them, and I wasn't impressed back when I listened to it, and I'm not impressed now. They followed that with, I think, the second single that they released, Fearless, and that one, they can get a little bit more annoying. With that one, there's a part, they have, okay, the electronic beats are again, But there's a part where they shout like fearless, but they shout it in a way that it sounds like it's like a computer program, like shouting at you, and it's actually painful to hear because like couldn't they just like shout it fearless like normal? No, they had to put it like it sounds like a robot. It's actually shouting fearless, and then you get again some distorted guitars here and there. But I kid you not, almost all the guitar riffs on this here EP sound the same on each fucking song. You can interplay them, and it's like, oh, is that from this track? It doesn't matter. Just just do some riffing, put some auto tune, and just say some different things, but they're basically almost like identical in structure. So after Fearless, you think, will this get any better? And they have a song called Rage. And when you see a title of a song called Rage, you're like, give me some fucking rage. But President say, no, we're giving you sensitivity. And it's a song, it starts with some oh, like a computer. It sounds like a girl computer say, oh. So it sounds more like a dance song. But then again, they have some of the inject generic metalcore guitar riffing here and there, just to wake you up and like, ooh, there's the rage, motherfucker. Yeah, ooh, we're raging with President. So yes, again, another bad track. This does not bring the rage, people. Uh, it's almost the opposite of rage. It should be called soft. So then you have a song called Destroy Me, and you're like, oh, Destroy Me. This one's going to be tough, but no. This one has some lyrics that were straight out ripped out of a 16-year-old's diary. Like, oh, my ex-girlfriend left me. She destroyed me. And I'm like, really? Really, President? This is what you're singing about? And this one, they bring some mumble rap autotune. And this mumble rap makes Bad Bunny sound fucking awesome. Like I'm telling you, at least he sounds like a human, but this one sounds like they went to ChatGPT and asked them, ChatGPT, give us some mumble rap, mixing with some like metalcore guitars, and here's Destroy Me. So yes, another bad track. Then the fifth track, Dionysus. On this one, on the bio, they claim that they sound like Deftones riffing. I'm like, fuck you, President. There's only one Deftones, and it isn't you. Unless you tell me Stephen Carpenter is playing in this fucking band, which I hope that's not the truth, because I know it's not true because he doesn't fly on planes, and this band is from they're British, so no, he doesn't fly on planes because he thinks the Earth is flat, and he's not gonna get there. But that's beside here and there. They're trying to rip off Deftones, but it's an epic fucking fail. I'm like, I'm sorry. If I want to listen to Deftones, I listen to Deftones, not this shit. So yes, it's a track that it's generic and it's trying to imitate something, but not well. So again, they bring the distorted guitars here and there, but it doesn't do anything for me. And also these basic lyrics that they have on this track, like I don't want to be afraid anymore, and at the end of the song it shouts God, and I'm thinking, I'm with you guys. I'm like, God, make this shit stop. But unfortunately, there's one more track, and it's called Conclave, and it's not about the movie, which is a pretty good movie. I saw it a few months ago on an airplane, but that's neither here and there. So Conclave is the best example of karaoke sleep token.
Tomorrow. Oh, karaoke.
Wait, I'm the king of karaoke.
Really?
They try to sound so much like the vessel from Sleep Token, but it's almost like soulless, because at least Vessel from Sleep Token, they have some emotion, and also they write some tracks that have some cool meaning. Their last album was actually like a concept record, but there's no concept to this shit. Apparently, the concept is that this has to do with a biblical term, but you know what? I'm not seeing the biblical connection in the songs. Besides, it's named Conclave in the name of the Father, but besides that, no. So it's like they're trying to rip off Ghost with Sleep Token, but they're failing miserably because the lyrics to all of these songs are generic, and almost like a 16-year-old wrote them on his diary. So Conclave, it that's the most blatant ripoff of Sleep Token, but not good. Like I said, a karaoke version of Sleep Token. So what does this EP have any redeeming qualities? Only one. That is just 21 minutes, and it ended soon. But yeah, President, I can say it right here. This is the worst EP of the year, hands down. Uh, if it was an album, I'm sure it would be very high up there, but I may mention it on my worst stuff of the year. So yeah, it's bad. On the last song, on that one conclave, he goes like, "Will I see you in the afterlife?" And I'm like, if I see you in the afterlife, President, I'm just gonna kick your ass for making me waste 21 minutes of my precious time to listen to this generic, bland karaoke shit. So, yes, I was almost gonna say Sleep Token. I don't know, Sleep President, King of Terrors EP. If this was an Is It That Bad episode, two thumbs down, way down. Yes, this is just crap in every way. Like, and I'm sure no one is going to disagree with me. If you disagree with me, you need to have your ears cleaned and listen to better music. So I want to know from you, Couchers, what do you think of President, King of Terrors EP? And do you think it's that bad? Comment down below. So yeah, if you like the videos, give me a like, subscribe so I can get to more people like you guys. So until next time, couchers, this Hector, the shield on the couch, and I'll see you right here on the couch. Thank you and goodbye.